All right, giving you my concerns, can we fix this bill? Can we work it out? And is it something that y'all believe your concerns can be addressed and worked out, or is this just a no-go?
No, I certainly don't think today in this committee we could work things out. There's
No, and I understand that. I'm not talking about the logistics of it. I'm talking about if we have the opportunity to do that, can y'all's issues, your problems with this bill, do you think they can be worked out through amendments if you have the time to do it?
I mean, I think it would be a really significantly different proposal, along the lines of what we've talked about, that it would be, a questionnaire type of screening that would occur earlier in pregnancy with your regular doctor, which is what leading medical groups recommend.
All right, let me kind of
component.
I don't want to cut you short, but I don't want to get in the weeds on that. I just want to know if you think it could be. I don't know what you'd have to do because it's too complicated.
I'm happy
Senator
to
Cathey,
answer.
let me ask you this.
No.
Do you okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Welcome.
Do you think that you've heard all these issues. Sure. Do you think that you can work that out? Do you want some more time to work on this bill?
There are some aspects of the discussion today that I'm happy to further look at. I think that your point on the false positives and getting maybe a little bit more clarification on the type of testing that it would be, I'm happy to entertain some type of discussion about that.
Well, let me tell you one other area you really need to work on, I think, because I'm going to ask you to defer this to next week, to the next committee meeting, so we can work on it. One area you're going to have to work on, under Louisiana law, to draw a person's blood if they're believed to be intoxicated when they're driving, it takes a court order. We're just letting any doctor, no matter what the circumstances, decide on his own, without knowing any bias or prejudice this doctor may harbor, to make this kind of decision and do this testing. That's difficult. That's a tough one for me. So keep that in mind. And if you don't mind, I'd ask you to voluntarily defer it for a week until we can try to work on some of these issues.
Look, I'm happy to do that. I do want to address some of the things that they said that are just anyway. One, there is no criminal component to this legislation. I mean, it clearly states that a positive test result obtained solely pursuant to this section shall not require a report of child abuse, nor shall it form the basis of persecution for any illegal action. So that right there. The other thing that
stop you there. I think there's some attorneys that would disagree with you on that one. So I'm just going to stop you there. No, I'm just telling you, this committee has been talking about that with some staff. So the way this is written, I would say that could be contested.
Okay. The other thing
that's an area you really need to work on here.
Look, in utopia, every mother has prenatal care and she's seeing her doctor throughout her entire process. However, there are a lot of mothers that give birth who have not been to a doctor since the day they found out they were pregnant. Sure. So this is there to provide a mechanism for them to get the care that they need. As far as the testing of men, that was something that was brought up. I mean, I'm not aware of any situation where a man can transfer any type of positive drug that may be in their system to a newborn.
Well, but here's the issue with that. It's an equal protection argument, because if you're talking about testing the mother, and the father should be just as involved with the child as they're in. If they're doing illegal drugs in the presence of the child, or when they're caring for the child, so you see where this is going. It's an issue. It's not the beginning and end of this, but it is an issue.
Right. And look, and the other thing I'm going to say, and I will, like I said, I think we've got enough time in the session to have a discussion and see if we can amend a little bit of stuff to address some of the concerns. Again, I'm not part of this, as someone told me one time, look, you're never going to get everything you want in this building, but if you can get some of it, that can be a win. So
probably true.
So yes, no, I'm happy to push this a week and then see what we can come with.
All right. Well, then I'd make a motion that we defer the bill for 1 week till we do it at the appropriate time.
Thank you.
At the appropriate time, we'll hold it. And Senator Boudreaux, the floor is yours.
Yeah.
Thank you, Senator.
Yeah, Senator. On those same lines, I don't know. I'm not good today, and I don't know if a week is going to be enough time for me to get good. So you said there were some things that you were willing to talk about. Can you tell or bend on or accept as amendments? And this is what's going to help me to decide if I want to defer it for a week or put it to bed today. What is it you're not willing to move on that has been presented today?
I think that this whole notion that everybody's going to go have prenatal care, and so that we can just allow the prenatal care piece of the birthing of a child to take care of any of this stuff, or that you do a test, at your last prenatal visit, something like that. Those are the things that I think are they just don't make sense to me. The stuff that I am willing to discuss is
I know what you want. I want to know, what is it that you don't want to
testing of
entertain?
men. I think that
Yeah, okay.
that's
That's what I need. Testing of men.
Yeah, I think that's
number 2. So
again,
all the
no
criminal
child's
would-
going to be taken from their mother, and make sure that that's solidified with the criminal component piece of it. So yeah. What? Let me ask you this: what piece are you having heartburn with that you would like for me to look at to see if maybe that's something that I say, hey, you know what?
Yeah. So Senator Luno hit on those that concern me, and the criminalization part. So here's the problem. So DFS, they were nice. They think they can absorb it through their budget.
Right.
But again, they shouldn't be that nice. This is going to cost somebody something. If we got to do testing, it's going to cost somebody. So we need a fiscal note, number 1. Number 2, here's what happens. We scare people. They have a problem, and we scare them. We do lock them up today. We lock up mothers who are on substance abuse and take the baby away. That's reality. Then Children and Family Services have to deal with them. We don't fund Children and Family Services to the level where this is not your problem.
I don't
it's
sit
not
on
your problem.
finance.
But we don't. We that mother goes to jail. We don't spend enough in incarceration to. We just cut some more things. We're gonna lock people up for 5 more years. That's the bill we voted on yesterday, right? And that's juveniles. So we don't do the criminal justice part right. Then we separate. We send the mother to jail because she's got an addiction. She's got a disease. And then Children and Family Services have to take care of these kids. And then they become back into the criminal justice system. So we're paying for it over and over and over again. So the fear of just having to be tested is the biggest thing. So what I'd like you to do, and listen, I don't know that we can fix it in a week. But that fear all alone is out there, and the testing randomly. The part in that amendment that Senator Luno hit on, that a physician who attends a pregnant, that's a physician. So that means, let's say she goes to the doctor. Any doctor she sees, she might have bad skin like me. She goes, that doctor, she's subject to a test from that doctor. So those are the things that, if you say you want to do it, I want to help you. But if that's not where we're going, then we probably just need to hit the reset button and start all over again. I don't like it where it is now.
Well, and look, and as I've said, I think that the stuff that you've mentioned, I'm willing to reasonably discuss.
And is there anything that you're not reasonably willing
that you've
to discuss?
talked about?
No. That you've heard today.
I hit on the stuff like the testing of men.
The testing of men, I agree with you, and I think Ms. Schilling used that as an example of where that can go if the slippery slope, where that can end up if we start this. I'm not for it, and I know it's not in here, and I wouldn't ask you to put it in. But if there's any others that you're not willing to, I'm ready to defer the whole thing. But if you're willing to sit down with them and do it, then. And again, I went to a prayer breakfast this morning, and it's sinking down on me. I'll give you a week. But I was ready to put the baby to bed today. Right. But if you're willing to sit with them, I'll stop talking, and I'll let Senator Luno's motion take effect, and I hope we could come back in a week with something. And if it's not in that format, listen, this committee, we can stay here till the cows come home. We're going to listen to everybody who has something to say, but I would like for you to come back with some agreements. Sure. And outside of the testing of men, that's the only thing that's off of my table. Right. And it's not in the bill. I don't want it in the bill.
Right. So no, like I said, I'm willing to.
All right, I'll shut up. And Senator Luno made a motion, and
Ms. Frankie would like one last statement.
Absolutely. One last thing, just out of respect to what Senator Cathey said. Excuse me.
Yeah, no.
As maternal child health advocates, I think one of the key points we should take away today and work on fixing as a state is Why do we have to live in utopia to imagine a day where all moms get to their prenatal appointments and have prenatal care? Why don't we spend our time fixing those barriers that prevent moms? Moms don't not want to go to their prenatal visits. Some moms can't get there. Sometimes they can't leave their work. Sometimes they're afraid. Sometimes there's all sorts of reasons. So it should never be a utopia where we envision that moms will go to their appointments. There's reasons why, and it's not because they're bad moms birthing people and women. It's because there are structural barriers that prevent that. And as we recognize and embrace them and not make those negative assumptions, then moms will be more supported in their journey to get the proper care that we need. How do we fix that?
Very well said. In fact, Senator Boudreaux had kind of whispered that exact thought to me that she said. So I will say that we have a motion, and before the motion is voted on, that Senator Cathey, you have a lot of people you can go talk to, because we don't have one card of support. And I tell you what, there's a lot of people with expertise, so y'all better start meeting, because there's
Thanks.
a lot of people that want to talk. I'm not going to read everything into the record, but this is all cards of opposition. The emails keep coming in from all over, so we will note this in the minutes. We have a motion to defer for 1 week by Senator Luno. Is there any opposition? Seeing there is no opposition, then we'll hopefully see a magical solution in 1 week. All right, so we're now on Senate Bill 29 by Senator Cathey.
Okay, please do that. Yes, thanks.